Hello.
Hey, what's up? I'm thinking you need somebody to talk to. Sensya na naka-mood lighting ako.
What's up?
Ikaw, what's up? Things are kind of active over there, right?
A little bit.
You're,
Just like
you're, para klaro tayo my official role is operations director, okay? There, and dito, I don't have anyone who shares my role, okay? Pero sa inyo,
um I share my role with another operations manager, although
yeah.
magkaiba kami ng responsibility kasi I handle administrative side, handling people,
Okay.
and then yung isa naman is solely for systems and budget. So ayun, when it comes to implementation, operation processes, development, ganyan sa akin yan. Kasi it will be impacting administration. Kaya,
Okay.
ayan, so dalawa kami. Although, so yun.
Ano siya, mostly on sales. So, medyo mas technical yung role niya.
Yes, oo, kasi, ano yun eh, yun na yung major platform namin for uh, decision making, shared responsibility in decision making sa amin.
And what's the issue today? Or do you not want to say?
Ah, yung pinost mo kanina, yung shinare mo sa akin. I don't know if we can actually talk about it kasi medyo sensitive yun. Hello, live.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. Yeah. So, sa mga nagjo-join, when you enter an organization, may ano kasi sila, org chart, right? And thank you for the likes. So, may org chart talaga na parang formal org chart. But, when you enter the organization, you're actually there. Parang may ano kasi, may shadow. It's hard to say, right? There's like a shadow hierarchy. And you kind of have to know what that is, right? And it doesn't sound fair, but it's magbabarkada, merong talagang mas close kesa sa iba. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're the kind of person na medyo ambisyoso ka, and there's nothing wrong with being ambitious, like you want to move up, right? Um, Siyempre, makikita mo sa org chart na nakasulat, ay, ito si ano, siya yung pinakamataas, right? But how do you
Mm-mm.
get to that person, right? How do you get to that person? Siyempre, may ka-close yan. And wala naman nakalagay sa org chart na this, like, for example, the country manager is closer to this person, is closer to the sales manager. It doesn't say that. You kind of have to find that out yourself. So if you are looking to kind of move up, you also have to find out the internal kind of structure, right? If you want to
Yes.
move up in sales, like who is close to the sales manager, and are they a good person for you to get close to, things
And,
like that.
and this is when actually the aspect of um, social relationship within the workplace actually takes
Perfect.
into play. Kasi
Exactly.
although you are spending time in a professional environment, there are still social elements into that workplace that actually impacts decision making. So, yun nga, and if you are able to see yung video ko kanina, I talked about how the transition for the new project manager before yun actually took place. So before I was bumped up to become the new operations manager, there is an upper person. There's a person above me with that title actually. Because if we are going to compare it with the BPO setting, so we have agents, diba? And
Yeah.
then we also have TL or team leaders, and then above that is operations manager, and then senior operations manager, and so on.
Yep.
So my role before is we can say TL, but we don't call it TL. We call it
Mm.
project coordinator. That was my role, and that actually uh, that's been my role for the past 3 years. And I haven't had any chance to move up because there's always one person above me that can actually snatch that position away every time it becomes open. So I try to find out what else I can do to actually move myself up without any struggle. And then one of the things na hindi medyo na off para sa akin that time is that they're going to move up a person, and then that person that's gonna be moved above me, ako yung responsible for to train that person who's actually holding the position above me. So parang
Yeah.
it's
How does that
awkward.
work?
Well, they call me what do you call that? Subject matter expert. So I know the ins and outs ng business, and then I know the
Okay.
systems. I know the process because when we started, it's not more than 10 people, including the executives, ang meron doon sa company. And then we were the pioneer people who actually formed, developed. We are the ones that that was there at the beginning of time. And so kami yung mas familiar kung paano tumatakbo yung business. And then eventually the business actually lumaki siya. And
Mm.
then actually yung team namin, they bumped it up to 24-man team sa from tatlo lang kami sa team, naging 24 na kami. Lumaki siya ng ganon yung business. And then
Wow.
they created an organization na may hierarchy na. And then
Okay.
the sad thing is during the moving up ng mga tao para dun sa different positions, we were left behind. And
What do you mean?
we were left behind. So there are people na working at the same level as same sa amin, and they were
Mm.
moved up a notch into a
And
higher
that's
position.
because.
And that's because I don't know, maybe they have the credentials for it. That might have been considered along the way. Pero I'm not sure how the executives actually decided upon that matter. Pero um, we got to the point na parang hindi na tayo mag-grow dito, hanggang dito na lang tayo. We hit the wall when it comes to professional growth natin dito. And we were actually thinking na shall we leave or find a different company na lang. But
Mm.
I held on, actually from the original three, ako na lang yung natitira that time. As in, ako na lang. And yung status ko as subject matter expert is yun na lang yung pinangahawakan ko kasi wala nang ibang mas familiar doon sa operations namin, process, systems, everything, kundi ako. Kasi ako na lang nakita ng original. So, yun, parang sumama but that time train ako ng bagong operations manager, okay lang sa akin. I
Mm.
have no issues about it. And then, come the time na aalis na yung operations manager and they're putting someone else up there again, and they wanted me to take the same initiative to train that person na magiging boss ko. So it's like ang ang awkward kasi why are you asking me for guidance? Why are you asking me for knowledge to
Mm.
you know to make you effective on your position when you should be the one to giving me guidance
Mm.
kasi ikaw yung hire sa akin. And then the funny thing is they took someone from another department who is ano lang agent level position, let's say. And then they took that person, uh they put that person into our team, and then trinamed ko siya for a month. And then syempre you can really master everything in a month. So may mga areas pa rin siya na hindi pa niya kabisado.
Okay.
And then to my surprise, they're actually pointing to that person as the next person that I will train above me to position above me. Sabi ko,
Is that what you
what?
posted about?
Yes. Sabi ko nga, what? So, ang nakakatawa lang doon, medyo malungkot siya na nakakatawa kasi aalis na yung, nag 1 week render lang yung aalis na OM. So, kailangan
1 week?
meeting,
Hindi
yes,
ba
one
sa
week lang.
kontrata na 30 days or 2
I'm
weeks? Or...
I'm not sure kasi at least sa ano namin, sa organization namin, kasi wala siyang provision sa contract na you have to render 30 days or 15 days.
Okay.
So you can leave whenever you want. And then so yun na nga, nag-meeting na kami ng director, ng operations director, and then, hey, what's gonna be our plan? We have to transition this person, kaya sabi ko, okay, so here's my plan. I'm gonna quit. Ay, sabi ko talaga, I'm gonna quit. So nagulat siya kasi um, ako na lang yung inaasahan nila na pwedeng mag-train doon sa bago for a higher position. So, I said, nagulat siya kasi sabi niya, hindi niya inaasahan. Kasi sabi ko kasi, it's not fair for me. Uh, I, I let it go the first time. Pero ito na yung pangalawa. Kumbaga, hindi ko na siya palalagpasan. It's really offensive sa akin.
Mm.
Sabi ko talaga doon sa director na it's very offensive para sa akin. It's insulting na you're asking me to to mold this person into this position while you're leaving me behind the pits.
Mm.
It's not fair, sabi kong gano'n. So it's either you fulfill this three requests. Naroon akong three requests sa kanila. You fulfill my three demands. Actually, demand na yun eh. Hindi na siya request. I really demand na ibigay nila sa akin yung tatlong yun, or I will be leaving immediately. So, they talk to the COO, ganyan, ganyan. We've met. So, it's a panel. Kinabahan naman ako sa panel. Biglang nagpatawag ng meeting yung COO, plus yung director. Kasi isa pang director. Tapos kinausap niya. Nagkaroon kami ng meeting. And then, nakakalungkot lang kasi that time, iniyakan ko yun. Umiyak ako dun sa meeting. Tapos sabi ko, I sacrificed a lot. You know how we started. I I I know na meron din kayong malaki na contribute niyo to the growth of the business, and at the same time, malaki din yung naging part namin doon. And then here we are, you're leaving me in the dust na parang hanggang diyan ka na lang. It's not fair. Sabi kong ganun. Kasi I love this job. I don't wanna leave with a heavy heart, pero if everything comes to this, to this point, I will choose to leave na lang. And then, so we decided to, okay, sige, forget about it. Go up there. You, one one of my demands is actually they give me the position. That's
Yeah.
not negotiable. I should have that position. I will not negotiate for that. Secondly, double my rate. And
Yeah.
lastly, double my rate. I would not ask for
Dapat
three times
lang.
kasi baka biglang sobra naman yata to. And lastly, sabi ko, I want authority. Kasi before, even if ano kami, project coordinator, TL kami, we don't have that much power over our agents, our admins. We call them admins actually.
Okay.
Yung mga VAs namin, VAs namin, we call them admins. So we don't have that much authority because every decision is being cascaded down from the not project managers and operations managers.
Mm.
So, yun, um, kalimutan ko yung term, wala kaming autonomy. Ayun, wala kaming autonomy. So, sabi ko, yun yung tatlong dinaman ko. I want a better rate, give me that position, and at the same time, give me enough power that I can make decisions on my own without having to go through everybody. I
Mm.
want authority. I want full support na uh,
Tama
na
naman.
they will believe na I can perform on this new position. So, and it's not negotiable. It's not negotiable. That's what I told
Yeah, I
them.
mean, you've been there for so long, like 3 years plus, right?
Right. And that time, actually, 4 years na ako sa kanila nun. Eh. Kasi my
Mm.
first year was, I was a VA on my first year. And then 3 years, ayun, project coordinator. And then I'm really eyeing to get a better seat sa, sa organization. Kasi I feel na I deserve it.
Yeah. And ano ka na,
It's,
invested ka na. You're emotionally invested. You've invested like your career in the company. 'Di ba?
right. And I remember your video, I think it was your video na, um, you're actually asking your client to give you that position because parang same scenario or something na
Yeah,
um
I was pushed to the wall. Like,
yeah. Oh.
and I was coaching somebody yesterday. Yung VA na to, magsi 6 months na siya sa client niya. And client loves her and everything. So, tinutulak ko siya. Sabi ko, wag mo ko gayahin na naghintay ako ng 2 years where I was underpaid and overworked. And the reason why they just kept giving me more work is I didn't speak up for myself. Sabi ko, wag mo hintayin na umabot ka ng 2 years. Tapos, in the end, mag-hire sa labas si client mo ng OM or project manager. Because you know, like, ang mangyayari, ikaw rin magte-train yan eh. And because you've been
Yes.
there longer, but you never told your client that you're interested in a higher post. Sabi ko, wag mo hintayin na umabot ka ng 2 years. Kaya tinutulak ko talaga siya. But syempre, you know, it's still a very Filipino thing. It's not Filipino to tell your client, hey, Michael, I want you to give me more responsibility. I want to get promoted. Tapos
Yeah.
sabi, yung
Mm.
nag-aalala siya, sabi niya, hindi ba bastos? Sabi ko, anong bastos doon?
Mm.
Ano
You're
bastos
asking
doon?
for you're asking for what you think you deserve because you're already in that in that position na ka na indispensable. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Tapos
Kasi
dinadagdagan ka ng dinadagdagan ng work,
mm,
like, you might as well get promoted. Nandiyan ka na eh.
oo.
And there's gonna be more money, so why not you?
Right. Kasi habang tumatagal ka dun sa company, sa client mo, per se, tapos habang tumatagal ka, natututunan mo yung business, marami ka nang nalalaman. And the more you know about the business, the more you know about the process, the less you become expendable. So, dun sa team ko, yun din yung sinasabi ko sa kanila. If you have the opportunity to learn more beyond what you're doing right now, beyond your responsibility, if you have the opportunity to learn something new in the business, eh, nawala siya.
I'm here.
Ay, nawala. Ayun, so,
Lumipit lang ang aircon.
yun, sabi ko sa kanila, take the opportunity. Libre lang naman matuto. So, I'm still waiting for uh, those people in the team na magkaroon ng ganong initiative because right now, hindi ko nakikita sa kanila na meron silang initiative to actually upskill, to learn. And I told them na it will be beneficial for you at the long run. Na at the end, if you know more, you'll be expended less.
Yeah, I don't give them that option. I like may kino-coach din ako kanina. So, pinromote siya ng client niya. Okay, pinromote siya ng client to more or less OM role. And may problema siya ngayon kasi there's somebody in his team that is not making his job easy. So sabi ko sa kanya, I realize you want to be a good, you know, manager, gusto maging compassionate and all that, but here's the ugly thing about being a manager. Part of you has to be ruthless, part of you has to be compassionate. Okay?
Exactly.
Like you have to make the business run. So like you have to be ruthless if you need to make, kasi pag, if you don't, if naging masyado kang mabait, naging masyado kang compassionate, sinong mawawalan? Lahat, including ikaw. Because you
Mm-mm.
sacrifice everyone for the sake of one person. Now, he might not even be worth saving. Okay? So, sabi
Mm-mm.
ko, you need to make a decision. You've been living with this for what, 30 days? So sabi niya, opo, pinigyan ko siya ng chance sa 30 days. Sabi ko, that's more than enough for me. Right?
Mm-mm.
Obviously, this person resents the fact that you were promoted. So now we're at this point now, and it's nobody's fault. It's not your fault. It's not her fault. It's just the way that she feels, and it's what happened to you. You were promoted. Okay, client saw that you were fit to be promoted. I think you're a great leader, but obviously she still doesn't see it. So, sabi ko, tingnan mo, nasasayang everyday ang oras mo, pagod mo, and then you get emotionally drained because, you're frustrated. She's confused, you're confused, you're butting heads, like, you shouldn't even have to be dealing with that every day. And then syempre, it stops you from being a great manager and making the business run and having, these programs that you want put in place. Sabi niya, opo, tama
Mm-mm.
po. Sabi ko, it's not very pleasant, but you have to manage her out.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh, well, in a way, being a manager is a double-edged sword
Mm-hmm.
because you have people under you relying on you for your decisions na makakabuti para sa kanila. And at the same time, you have this side na you have to also take the interest of the business into consideration. Kasi it doesn't always have to be the welfare of the people. Kasi you have to consider ano yung status ng business right now. Like, for example, nangihingi ng raise yung mga tao mo. But you are aware na yung business is not doing great right now and they are not capable of paying everybody higher rate. So, how are you going to cascade that information over to the people na hindi sila ma demoralized, hindi sila ma-discourage. So, you're trying to balance yourself between two rocks na pinipigilan mo yung isa is tuluyang malaglag, and then at the same time your head is on the chopping block kapag binitawan mo naman yung isang side ng responsibility mo.
Mm-hmm.
It's really difficult. Yung isa lang yung parang um nakikita ko na yung mga hindi, I don't know if they have experienced being in this kind of position na they have this responsibility na hindi nila nalalaman. Kasi nakikita ko minsan may mga, kahit dito sa TikTok, may mga nakikita ko mga videos ng mga employees na they're they're talking about the bad side of their managers na, not fair, I would say, to the manager because um there is there is one side of this manager. Every
Money
manager has
coach.
this one side na kailangan compassionate ka, and at the same time hindi nakikita ng ibang employees yung side mo na meron ka ding responsibility doon sa business na kailangan mo rin pangalagaan. And the sad thing is ang nakikita lang kasi nung ibang employees is useless kang manager kasi hindi mo nabibigay yung gusto ng mga tao mo. You are not a people person kasi hindi mo na fulfill yung mga responsibilities mo sa mga tao. But I don't know, it's really difficult to explain yung um ang hirap explain eh. Sorry. Pero I find it really offensive minsan kapag nakakita ko ng mga videos talking about their managers, how their manager is really useless or not really a good leader, ganon. It's not fair. I would say it's not fair to the other person kasi um ang nakikita lang nila is yung tip of the iceberg. Underneath that is a ton of responsibilities na pinangahawakan ng manager that they also need to fulfill. Ayun lang. So, parang nakakasad kasi di na nakikita yun.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. What they see or don't see, right? I mean, you think I'm a bad manager, then I'm a bad manager, whatever. Okay. But
Mm-mm.
my first responsibility is to keep the business running because there's like 130 people whose families and salaries and rent and house payments and internet and Meralco and everything relies on me. Okay?
Mm-mm.
Relies on me doing my job. Now, kung ikaw, parang you're causing trouble, you are one person out of like 130. Okay? So, alin ang babalansehin ko? Is yung ikaw lang or the remaining 129? Like, i-consider, wag ka nang maging sobrang selfish. Like, I know you see it this way. Yung nakikita mo lang is nakikita mo is as
Mm-mm.
applied to you. Pero sasabihin, like, honestly, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna bullshit. And yung mga ibang nakatrabaho na, as in matagal ko na silang katrabaho, so kilala nila yung ugali ko, right? So, and I will tell them straight, and I'm gonna tell them, I'm gonna say, you know me as this, and this is what I saw in you. And I will go back to that very first day na, alam mo, nung in-interview kita, the one word that came to my mind when I interviewed you is that you're organized, or you're level-headed, or you're even-tempered, or you're intelligent. Gaganon ko sila, like, I'll go back to the very first day. So I want to understand, like, what has led you to this point na ganito yung pakiramdam mo, because like it's you're going in the direction na hindi ka na-asset sa kumpanya. So help me to understand what led you to
Mm-mm.
this point where I saw you as this intelligent, thinking, eloquent person that I interviewed. And you're a great VA, don't get me wrong. But, di ba, parang, bakit ganito pakiramdam mo ngayon? Because, I
Mm-mm.
believe as long as there's communication, there's a solution to everything. The day that
Right.
you
Exactly.
stop communicating with me, that you don't want to communicate with me, is dun mag-end. Dun tayo mag-end.
Yes. Tsaka napansin ko
Simple
din
as that.
minsan,
Like,
may mga time na yung mga katrabaho mo is bigla na lang may nagbabago sa kanila. Yung mga cues na napapansin mo obviously na hindi naman ganito to before. Like for example, lagi mo nakakausap, laging nagcha-chat sa'yo during work, and then all of a sudden they just stop talking to you and they only talk to you when they ask for something. So parang
correct.
doon pa lang nakikita ko, what's the problem? Parang hindi ka naman ganyan before. And you even joke around, you share humor with me, and then all of a sudden, you almost don't want to talk with me. So, from there, I try to find out ano ba yung, number one kasi tingnan ko, sa baka nagkulang? Was there anything na I did before na nakaapekto sa kanya or what really happened? So, I try to dig into the situation and try to see where am I lacking and what was there right now that wasn't there before.
Yes. From my experience, I know that money changes people. Okay, so if there's a VA and they're earning more money, that's going to change them. Okay, two, pag nagka-position sila. So people do tend to change. And like, what is my feeling on that? It doesn't matter what I feel about that. It doesn't matter what I think about that. Okay, basta, like, so if I'm coaching somebody or I'm giving them some feedback, it's for me. I have to make it about them. Okay, ngayon,
Mm-hmm.
if they ask me how do I feel about it, is the only time I will share with you, right? But for me, it's like, kasi medyo affected yung mga katrabaho mo, yung mga ka-team mo, mga ganyan. So, I kind of want to understand why they're thinking that. Tsaka, I always come to the table na may data. So, for example, itong meeting, ganyan, nagsalita ka ng ganito, ganyan-ganyan. Eh, bagong promote si ganyan, magsasalita ka ba ng ganyan? If it was
Mm-hmm.
still yung dating manager, like, I always come to the table with my data. Okay, so um, if they realize na parang if magising sila sa katotohanan, di maganda. But of course, there are instances where magmamatigas yan. Hindi naman po kasi hindi naman ganyan. Whatever, sige magmatigas ka. Like, in a
Mhm.
way, you kind of chose your path. Parang pinili mo na yung tatahakin mo eh. Diba? So, if that path is like pa-out na ng company, well, that's the path that you chose. Okay? Like every company has its rules, okay? You cannot make up your own rules, right? And then kami is magko-conform kami sa gusto mo. Like there are some instances where there might be a compromise, but there are a lot of instances where, sorry, it's like the owner of the company made up these rules, and I'm just telling you, like, what you're doing kind of doesn't fit in anymore.
There was this
So,
time nga, um, after nung ma-promote ako nun, it, and then, I actually committed one grave mistake before. Um, I openly discuss about rate, which you should not be doing if you are in a position. Kasi it creates disparity. It creates um a lot of questions. It opens up a can of worms. Ika
mm,
nga. Kasi bakit pala si ganito, ganito rate niya tapos ako ang tagal ko na ganito pa rin ang rate ko. Tapos that's when people will start to, you know, maghanap ng butas
mm,
to bring down that person that's actually doing better than them. It's a sad thing about, I don't know if it's a Filipino culture na if they saw someone na doing better than them and they can't find a way to be on that same level with that person,
may
what
mga
they can
ganyan
do
talaga.
is they
May
will
mga
pull
ganyan
that
talaga.
person down and they
Yeah,
will do
that's what,
everything in their, di ba? They will do
yeah,
everything in their power to bring down that person. Like every day lagi na lang may magcha-chat. Uy, wala namang ginagawa. Anong ginagawa niya? Wala namang ginagawa. Tapos taas ang sweldo niya, tapos wala namang ginagawa. You know what? Parang, what can I do? What can I say to you to make you realize na magkaiba kayo ng responsibility. Technical yung trabaho niyan. Pareho kayo Pilipino, magkaiba kayo ng rate. Mas bababa yun sa'yo kasi VA ka, siya, Salesforce admin. Do you even know what it takes for you to be a Salesforce admin? Salesforce administrator? You get to be certified. You get to take courses. You have to you have parang para ka rin kumuha ng degree for you to be able to become certified in Salesforce. And that's what the company is paying that person for. Yung expertise niya in this field. And then you're trying to level yourself on that. Sige, pwede mo i-level yung sarili mo doon, but you have to make sure that you also can perform the same as that person can.
hiring po kayo part-time. Depends on your skill set. So, yeah. So, itong kino-coach ko na VA, nung una siyang pumasok sa kumpanya, ano siya, medyo presko. Okay. So, hindi kami masyadong magkasundo. But I know that, yeah, I knew he had great communication skills and really good technical skills. So, and he actually turned out to be a perfect fit for the client. So, but now that he's promoted, like our communication is on a different level. So, I mean, let's just get past the fact na hindi tayo magkasundo noon. Okay? Like you had a bit of a rough road when you were getting started. But here you are, now you're promoted. Okay? And regardless of how I feel about you, what I think, what happened in the past, whatever, right? My job is to make sure that you are the most effective manager that for this client because the client is a huge client. Ang laki. Ang laki ng operations
Mm-hmm.
nila, right? And hindi ko siya binigyan ng option, sabi ko. So sabi ko, I know what my action plan would be. Ano bang gusto mo? What do you want to happen? So as it happens, yung gusto niya is yung gusto ko rin. Sabi ko, sige, so agree tayo dyan ha. So the next step is for you to talk to the client and tell the client, I've talked to Jen, this is what I want, this is what she wants. And we have an
Mm-hmm.
action plan for it already. Okay. Unfortunately, it's not a super pleasant action. It's not hindi siya win-win for everyone. But it's gonna be a win for the client and for him. Okay, sabi ko. So once nangyari na yung plan na yan, after that, you have to take some productivity and efficiency classes. Like right now, that's what I'm taking, like productivity and efficiency. And it's helping me a lot, and it's going to help you a lot. And then after that, you're going to find new tools to help your current team to make their job easier. Sabi ko, kasi ang role ng manager para sa akin is not to make your people work 12 hours a day. That's not a good
Yeah.
manager. Your role as manager is to make sure your people work 8 hours a day, take their lunch break, and still be efficient. And in order
Exactly.
for them to do that, you have to do your homework as a manager. Hanapan mo sila ng tools para mapapadali yung trabaho nila. So everyone is happy. Like it makes, if your VA's lives are easy, then it makes life easy for the clients, and ultimately life gets easy for you, right?
Yep.
Regardless of kung ano yung pinanggalingan natin. Okay. So
Exactly.
yan, may resolution na kahit paano.
And then there are this uh type of team members na syempre, your manager, you're responsible for creating new processes, develop something new, implement something to streamline yung operation, blah blah blah, all the 9 yards. And then because hindi nila gusto na ikaw yung mas mataas sa kanila, um, they will resist change.
Yep,
Um,
they always do.
and then they will make themselves susceptible. I don't know if that's a term, pero uh, they become incapable of change. And the worst thing about it is that um, the negotiation is being thrown out of the window. Uh, Example na lang din na, sige, what can I do para maka-adapt ka dito sa change na gusto nating i-implement? And then they will start to talk about certain issues na wala namang kinalaman sa doon sa ini-implement mo. So they try to resist you on the grounds na they don't really like where they are right now and where you are right now. So everything will be an issue regardless kung ano talaga yung issue. So it's a bad thing na they lock themselves into this state of mindset na um, you have to give them what they want, but they are not eager to give you what you expect them to, you know, give you. So
Alam
it's
mo,
it's
nagkaroon ako ng problema, I think 2 years ago, where one of the project managers that I hired and promoted, okay, she thought she could do my job, right?
mm-hmm,
So, ina-under niya yung boss ko, like trying to set up a meeting with him to try to convince him that maybe she's a better fit. Tapos yung parang, kasi may time doctor kami, di ba? So, nakikita ko sa screenshots. Di ba, isn't that stupid? Like, as a manager, gumagawa ka ng kudeta. Okay? In effect, kudeta.
mm-hmm.
Tapos, naka-on yung time doctor tool mo. Like, and you got screenshots, so I could actually see that she's talking to these other people in my team. She's saying the only reason but nandun ako sa role ko na daw na ito is because magaling ako mag-English. Really?
Like,
Like seriously? You know, I've been here since before the company was formed. Like I helped form this company with my boss. I mean, hindi ko alam kung kakayanin mo yung early days, like the first year namin, where I was getting like 1 to 2 hours of sleep for 4 months. That's what I poured into this business. Okay, I sacrificed like my sleep, my health. You know what I mean? Like, would
mm-mm.
ikaw kaya mo invest yung ganyan? That and you know, and to find out after 5 months that my boss was on vacation. He didn't tell me that. He told me that when he came back, he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. The reason why he hasn't been really active in the conversations is he was on vacation." Like, how do you think that makes me feel? Na ako for 4 months straight, 4 months straight, I'm managing 25 freaking new clients. Okay, I'm managing your existing VAs. I'm like doing payroll. I'm doing everything. Okay, nakakatulog ako 1 to 2 hours a day, and now you come back and you tell me you were on vacation. Tapos ngayon, this person is gonna tell you that she's a better fit. Why? Did she make that investment? Did
Yes,
she do
exactly
that
my
for you?
point.
I mean, nakikita
Exactly
niya
my
ngayon
point.
kasi buo na eh. Buo na yung processes, buo na yung malaki na yung kumpanya. Siyempre, nakikita niya yun na she can come in and she can manage it. Why? When nung wala pa, would you have been able to be in there and sacrifice that much? Of course not. Of course you
Yeah.
wouldn't. Nakikita mo lang yan pag successful na. Feeling mo you can step in and manage it when it's successful. What about when it's not?
Yes, yes, correct. Isa rin yan sa mga questions ko doon sa mga nagtatanong minsan, bakit si ganito na doon sa position na ganyan? Bakit si ganyan um, na-promote sa ganitong responsibility? Um, have you ever tried to stop and think what sort of effort that person actually exerted to be able to be in that position or to be in that you know um kasi ang nakikita lang sometimes hindi naman lagi no pero ang nakikita lang kasi nila is yung external kung ano yung kumbaga yung nakikita nila on a daily basis, but underneath all of that, yung wala kang tulog, yung weekend mo sinacrifice mo na just so you can meet the deadline, you can finish everything up before the next week, because next week iba na naman yung set of tasks na gagawin mo, iba na naman yung projects ninyo. And then um, papasok ka ng, siyempre kailangan mo magpahinga, papasok ka ng malilate lang yung tao ng 15 minutes. Eh, bakit hindi mo sinita si ganito late ng 15 minutes? Excuse me, nagtrabaho ka ba ng weekend? Nagtrabaho ng weekend yan. Eh, as much as possible nga, eh, gusto ko pang ibigay sa kanya yung Monday as weekend off. Bigay ko na lang sa kanya kasi nagtrabaho siya ng weekend. But he only asked for 15 minutes to be late today. And then you try to question that. How dare you? Parang ganon.
Wala masyado nagko-comment.
Masyado bang jargon yung pinag-uusapan natin?
Oo. Sa mga hinahangad maging manager, isa lang advice ko, wag.
Ang hirap po.
It, it isn't a lot of the time, it isn't freaking worth it. It isn't really worth it. Kasi, alam mo
Kasi,
yung problema with people, um, kahit sa ano sa social media, they have this picture in their head na, you know, ang mga halimbawa, I will reach this point one day where I will have status, I will be a manager, I will be earning a lot of money, and I will be able to sleep for 12 hours a day. Like that place does not exist. Okay?
Yes, correct.
Alam mo yung naging issue si ano si what's the name? Michaela Noguera, yung makeup
Mm?
na YouTuber. Did
Yes,
you see that? Yung naging issues, yung biglang nagwala si Ateng kasi she
Uh,
kind of blew up and she was like, why don't you try being an influencer, blah, blah, blah. And I hadn't realized because, you know, like, syempre, pag tinignan mo yung influencer, wow, parang ang sarap ng buhay nila. Ang dami nila
mm-mm.
natatanggap na bago, ang lalaki ng mga kinikita nila, and they always look so glamorous and, you know, whatever. Ang dami nilang followers, ang daming fans, mga ganyan. Like, do you realize gaano nakakapagod yung buhay nila? Sobrang and the pressure that she is constantly under to look beautiful and always made up and to come up with new content like all the time. Doon ko lang na-realize na parang we don't really appreciate like what she does to keep her channel running, to make sure that she always has
Mm.
like new and fresh content, diba? Because most people, they have this picture in their heads na pag naging influencer ako one day, I will be famous and beautiful and thin and making lots of money and have lots of super fans and I will be able to sleep 12 hours a day. Okay?
It doesn't
That
work that way.
place does not exist. It does not exist. If you want success, okay, if you want success, you have to sacrifice. Yung mga negosyante, they are 50 times more likely na magkaroon ng mental problems kesa yung mga empleyado.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Kasi they only see the glamour on certain things na ini-aim nila or they dreamed of. Like I wanted to be, I wanted to be an influencer kasi they see the glamour of it. But underneath all of that, hindi nila nakikita na pagod na yung tao. And then, at the same time, may may personal life pa ba yan? Di ba nga, when you become a celebrity, ang trade-off nun is yung privacy mo. You no longer have your privacy. And you're a public figure, therefore, the public owns you. You can't be outside on on a public space and then expect everybody to just ignore you. You are no longer entitled to your privacy kasi you
Yeah, you're a
chose
public
that
property.
status. Yeah, you're now a public property. You are part of their consumption. So, um it it's not different from someone who holds a certain status in a company or anywhere in any organization. Kasi when you look at managers, executives, you only see the money, you only see the suits, you only see how powerful they are in the organization, the glamour of it, the perks that comes along with it. That's the only thing they see. But they they for they forgot one important thing about those things. And yun is yung yeah, sacrifice. And there's one more thing about it kasi um trade-off, yun yung hinahanap kong term. Ano yung ipinalit mo para sa lahat ng to? Ano yung binitawan mo para ma-achieve mo to? Because you may not know it, those people na successful right now actually disregarded their personal life entirely just so they can keep that position, they can stay on that position. Even health, nakakalimutan na rin na nga minsan nila na they have to take care of themselves, their health, their family. Um, Actually, there's one interesting fact about people working in the executive strata, yung mga nasa taas talaga. About 40% of those people holding executive positions actually have broken
Shandy!
families.
Shandy, ganda.
They, oh, yeah.
Sorry. Diego.
They are actually they don't have an intact family. 40% of them broken family na.
That's true.
Kasi yun yung sinacrifice nila just so they can achieve
where they are now. And that's I I think people should understand it's not always the glamour. It's the blood and sweat that actually went into everything.
Shandy, may client ako na looking for Google and FB Ads VA. Kakayanin mo kaya? Pero
Kaya
brief na lang.
yan.
Brief kita sa Slack. Si Shandy, yan eh. She's freelancer and one of our VAs. So, Slack tayo, be. Be. Pero yung client, medyo ito yung client na sa post ko, Coach Potato.
Ayan ba yun?
Yung, oo eh.
Yung may issue.
Oo, yung may issue na, ginatasan. So, medyo may hurt feelings si client. Pero kaya mo yan, Shani. Daan mo lang sa lambing.
Wala namang grudges si client about hiring Filipino VAs.
Wala. Hinihiritan nga ako. I'm not joining your business. I don't want to join yours. Ayoko sumali sa'yo. Kung toxic, pasa mo sa akin, bakla. Like, that's my job. Kung pinapahirapan ka. Kaya nga tinatanong ko sa'yo si Jacob, di ba? Pero sabi mo na, love mo si Jacob. Oh. Hindi problema si Papa Jacob. I told you. Kasi yung ibang tao, like, coach, they'll say, they'll be like, alam mo naman mga Pinoy, like, importante sa atin yung mga credentials. What gives me the right to be like a manager, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I will tell you. You know what my background is? Okay. You know what my course was in university? Music. I'll tell you that right now. It's
Ang layo, di
totally
ba?
useless. Diba? It is
Ang
absolutely
layo.
useless.
That I find it really I find it really odd sa professional culture dito sa Pilipinas na they always try to find credentials. They always try to find this piece of paper para lang ma-validate mo yung sarili mo na qualified ka for what you're applying for. Um, nung high school ako, mahilig ako mag-summer job.
I talaga.
So, lagi akong, kung saan, I actually grew up in Binondo, in Ongpin, if you know that
Oh,
place. So,
yeah.
I actually grew up there. So, marami akong, kapitbahay na Chinese restaurants. And having the Chinese last name actually helped me to g- get a job every summer dun sa mga restaurant. Actually, first job ko nga is dishwasher doon sa katapat lang namin na Chinese restaurant. And hindi sila nag second thought na tanggapin ako because siguro it has something to do with your name, your last name. They can relate to it kasi pag sa Chinese, pag um, um, they are more eager to help someone na they feel belong to their community. So, ayun. And then, one time, siguro ko nun, fourth year high school, going to college, I tried to apply sa Mr. Donut sa Makati. And
Ah, okay.
hindi ako blessed with height. Maliit akong tao. So,
Really? It
I
doesn't seem that way.
mataas lang yung upuan ko, madam.
I don't know.
Mataas lang yung upuan ko. But I'm not tall. So ito na nga, nag-apply ako, nagpasa akong resume, ganyan. And since may background naman ako, summer jobs, nilagay ko na rin yun doon kasi it helps naman. So, I was able to pass all the assessment, interview, and then they actually have that yung exam. I don't know kung ginagawa pa rin yun ngayon. Yung may sasagutan, parang ka nag-exam sa school.
Mm.
Ayun, well, uso pa rin, I don't know kung uso pa rin yun ngayon, pero I don't think relevant pa yun. So, ayun, naipasa ko lahat yan. And then, eto na, nagkakasukatan na ng height. Sabi niya, lahat daw ng nakapasa na height na ganito, ganyan. At least 5'4" at that time. At least 5'4", um, pasok na kayo, ganun. So, nagulat ako. So, at that time, siguro wala pang 5 feet. Or at least nasa 5 pa lang ako noon, 5 feet. So, kapos na ako ng 2 inches. Um, Sinabi ko dun sa, sa nag-hire, sabi ko, um, baka pwede naman na, na pasok na kami. Kasi naipasa naman namin lahat ng assessment. Tapos dahil lang sa 2 inches, or, 4 inches na difference sa height, ay ito-turn down mo kami. Pauuwiin mo kami, maghapon na kami dito. Sabi niya, yun kasi yung policy ng company. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, I don't see the relevance nung 5 nung 4 inches taller ako sa height ko ngayon. I don't see the
How does
relevance
that affect
doon sa
the work?
Oo,
Yeah.
doon sa trabaho ko because ano
Unless
bang
model ka.
ina-applyan ko? Ano ba ina-applyan ko? Crew lang naman. Ayun, anong difference ng skills ng 5'4" sa 5'5" sa pagtitimpla ng kape ng Mr. Donut o sa
Correct.
pagtitinda ng donut?
Unless nandito yung counter, di ba? Hindi mo makita.
So, sabi ko talaga doon sa nag-interview, sabi ko, anong advantage ng 5'4" sa 5 feet na height kung magtitinda, pareho kami magtitinda ng donut. I don't see I don't see the relevance doon. So sabi niya, company policy kasi. And that's why I had a habit before na pag may nakikita akong job post, even kahit sa labas na um, it was a bad habit before pero tinigilan ko na siya. Na kapag may nakikita akong job qualifications, ganito, ganyan, must be pleasing personality, mga ganun-ganon. Must have background sa ganito, sa ganyan, kahit hindi naman relevant nun sa trabaho. Ina-applyan ko siya kahit hindi ko talaga intensyon na mag-apply doon. Just to just to tell them at the end na nakakabobo po yung qualifications nyo.
Siyempre. Well, you're a student, so they look at you that way. They kind of look at you that way,
Yeah,
right?
and I find better opportunity dito sa freelancing because lalo na yung mga clients mo is mostly international. And what I like about them is that they don't look at your credentials at all. And if they do, those are for just the critical responsibilities na kailangan may expertise ka talaga doon. And you have to prove that may expertise ka talaga. But yung uh, mga trivial positions at trivial tasks, mga sa tingin mo madali lang i-perform kahit sino, pwedeng gawin yon. I don't find it necessary na you have to present your credentials for that. And same with the international clients. They don't really look into those papers. Kailangan college graduate ka ng 4-year college graduate ka tapos pagtitindahin ka lang ng turon sa may parking lot. Hi SM.
Baka, yes, may nagtanong kasi sa akin sa live kahapon. She was like, kasi 12 years old sa BPO and I have management experience and I have blah, 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 and I have blah, 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 and I have blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I was 10 years in BPO, okay? I am British educated. Hi,
Mhm.
Christine. What's up, girl? What's up, gorgeous? And I'm British educated. I took my GCSEs, okay? I took my Australian and my British, like, education together, right?
Mhm.
And my English is great. Do you think my first virtual client cared? He didn't give a crap. He didn't give a crap where I was educated. He didn't care if I spoke perfect English.
Mm.
His thing was just like, are you setting appointments for me or not? If you're not, we have to let you go. No,
Yeah, exactly. It's
oh
either
my,
you can do it or you can't do it. That's the only thing that matters. If you can do the job or not.
they
It
don't
doesn't
care.
matter.
If you have 4 years management experience, 5 years, 10 years, kung galing kayo sa pinaka magaling na call center, they don't care. They don't give a crap. All they care about is, matutulungan mo ba yung negosyo ko to expand my business or add to my clients or whatever it is that you're assigned to in their business or not. Because kahit ikaw pa si kamag-anak ni Paris Hilton, wala siyang pakialam. Diba? Ang tanong niya lang, are you setting appointments or not? If you're not setting appointments, sorry, there's the
Then
door.
bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you. That's what he's gonna say. Diba?
I, exactly. I find it funny na dito sa work culture dito sa Pilipinas napaka old school. You even need to present every single document. Kulang na lang pati diploma mo ng elementary kailangan mo i-present. And that's
Ito nga,
something
sa,
na
sa resumes pa lang, friend. Kahit magna cum laude ka pa. The thing is how you can help them. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Especially sa real estate. Yung mga ganyan,
mm
yung may mga appointment setting. Pag hindi ka na nakakapag-set ng appointment, wala, zero ka. Zero.
bye.
Kahit,
Oo,
kahit
bye.
sa resumes, di ba, yung sinasabi ko na, don't put your picture on your resume, lalo na, nakikita ko is like 60% selfies. Please, stop. Di ba? Stop putting your freaking selfies on your resume. Sa US, since, yung nakikita ko is since 2015 na naglalagay na sila ng video recording. Yun ang hinahanap nila
Mhm.
is like video recording. The client wants to see you moving and walking and talking like in real, as if you were in front of them. Tayo, hanggang
Yeah.
ngayon, we're still not using video recordings. Why would you not put yourself on a video recording and send it to the client? Lagyan mo ng link. Lagay mo yung sarili mo sa YouTube, kahit 30 seconds, di ba? Like, for the client to see you kind of talking and smiling and, kind
Mhm.
of interacting virtually. That's what they want to see. That's how
Right.
they're gonna make a judgment. Eh dito, naglalagay pa rin tayo mga selfie pictures sa resume.
At that's the thing nga. I don't find putting your picture on your resume relevant. It's not important kasi I believe na pictures actually creates bias.
That's true.
Would you agree? Kasi ito parang nagkaroon din ako ng experience before na I applied for this job. And then I am competing um, I'm competing with this other person na good looking. I have the experience. I can prove it. I have it on my credentials, on my resume, everything. And then the other person, when I talk to him, he's a fresh grad, and we don't discount yung level of knowledge niya when it comes to the subject, when it comes to that um, position he's applying for. Yes, granted, you have let's say knowledge about it, but you don't have the experience like mine. But they still chose to pick that person out of everybody na I think more qualified. Hindi na lang ako, ibang candidate na lang na I think much more qualified. Had years of experience as a marketing professional. And then yet you're eyeing on that person just because guapo. It's not fair. It's not fair. That's why I I I always reject. Hindi ko naman not only reject, but I don't like seeing pictures on resumes because it creates a lot of bias. Uh, kasi when you see the person looking very pleasant sa picture, it creates some sort of um, liking to that person, and at the same time it takes away the most important elements of why you're actually hiring this person. It it overwhelms the rest of the qualities that you are supposed to look for from that person just because you had this liking on that person's physical image. That's why I don't like pictures on resumes when someone actually applied.
Yeah, I mean, so there's that bias where na-influence dahil good looking. For me, there's a bad bias where if I see you have a selfie on your resume, like, what do you think I'm gonna think? It's not a good impression. If you want to create a good impression, that's not, yung ginanon mo, yung kita ko pa yung
Mm-mm.
braso mo. Like, how's that supposed to create a good impression?
At least get a Photoshop, have yourself Photoshop into, a better background or something.
Oh, like, kumuha ka ng yung maayos. I mean, like, if you really need to put a picture, which I really don't look at anyway, okay? I don't care if you have like six fingers or two noses. I really don't care. Like, titignan ko talaga, my eye goes straight to the work
Mm-hmm.
experience.
Ay, may question
I
dito
don't,
yung viewer mo, madam. Have you ever joined a freelance job where you had little knowledge or skill and had to learn it on the job? Yes.
so, ikaw, yes, because you've been a
Ako,
freelancer.
yes.
Okay, so I've never been a freelancer because yung career path ko never took me in a freelance direction. Ang mga
Mm-mm.
freelancer, they need time to build their reputation, their portfolio, whatever. Nung pumasok ako into the virtual world like 10 years ago, I didn't have 6 months, 7 months to build my portfolio and then, get a reputation and then try to look for freelance clients. I didn't have that luxury. Kasi po, nanay ako. Okay,
Mm-mm.
so I had a daughter. She was going to high school. I needed to enter the virtual world and start making money on my first month, if not my second month. So I didn't have the luxury of thinking, what would I like to do as a freelancer? Do I want to do writing? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? I didn't have that luxury. So never ako naging freelancer. But to answer the second part of your question, where I had to like ad hoc learn a skill just to like learn it on the job, yeah, lots of times. The most
Yes.
recent,
Mm-mm.
yung sa TikTok kasi. So yung TikTok, oh, this is only like 2.5 months old. So I created it in like July sometime to stalk somebody. And then gusto ko makuha yung ibang features kaya nagsisimula ako mag-post ng kung ano-ano, right?
Mm-mm.
And for some reason, it like resonated with people. So now, hindi ako social media manager, but I had to crash learn, okay? Crash learn Canva, crash learn video editing, crash learn SMM stuff, crash learn how to use a content calendar. I'm still crash learning how to use CapCut. And that's just the most
Mm-mm.
recent. So yung mga skill set na kailangan ko aralin like on the spot, lots of times. Many, many, many times. As I'm sure si Coach Potato had to do as well.
Yes, I
Diba?
can I can I can attest to that. If do you know Richard Branson, yung owner ng
Yes, Virgin.
Virgin Airlines? Um, Meron akong favorite quote niya. Ang sabi niya, if somebody asks you to do something and you don't know how to do it, just say yes and learn to do it along the way. And I believe that kasi, just a
True.
simple
Miss Dean
example.
May.
Yeah. Um,
Diego.
Example na lang. We switch systems. Before we're using Pipedrive and Teamwork Desk, and then suddenly we're switching to Salesforce, and I don't have any user background in Salesforce, so I don't know how to operate. Although I can navigate, but I don't know how to operate. And then I don't know how to set it up. I'll customize things like that. But um, but nagtuloy pa din. I said yes, let's go with that. Kahit wala akong alam diyan. And then along the way, habang nandun ka na, uh, you're doing your task, you're doing your work inside Salesforce, you're doing everything in there. Eventually, mapipick up mo din naman kung ano yung required sa'yo nung um, trabaho, and how you can utilize your tools even if wala kang background doon, hindi mo alam paano gamitin yun. You can find your way to utilize your tools. Eventually tawag dun sa term na yun, makakabisado mo na siya. And the same
Yeah.
thing with certain job, not every job naman. Pero example lang, I I started work, yung talagang work talaga, as warehouse administrator sa Cavite pa yon. So from warehouse administrator, I jumped into cooking. If you saw my video, you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
I jump into cooking. Although I can cook, but I don't have that professional background, credibility to show na I'm a good cook. Pero I said, yeah, let's go with it. Pero hindi naging hadlang yung wala ka kasing background doon sa line of work na yun. That's why ayaw mag-venture doon. It's a matter of initiative. If you have the initiative, you have the courage, you will find a way to learn your way through it. And then kung masipag ka, um, aaralin mo kung paano ka magiging effective doon sa work na yon. And then from cooking, I went into marketing. I don't have any background in marketing, so what am I supposed to do in marketing? But I've been there. I was successful as a marketing officer. Everything was good. Kahit wala akong background, I learned my way through it. It doesn't really matter. It's just I believe everything naman kasi starts with you. It's on you. If hindi ka willing to learn, hindi ka willing to take the risk, then you'll end up in the same place as you are before.
Tingnan mo, advance si Christine. Oh, hiningi siya ng video recording. Good for you, girl. Thank you for the likes, guys, and for following me and Coach Potato. So, yung mga medyo late na join, so we're doing this live just kind of to, talk about, because we're kind of in, management positions with virtual clients. And if may mga ambition din kayo magganyan. So you have an idea of what it's like, and maybe baka mabago pa namin yung mga isip ninyo. Diba? But yes. Ako, sa akin, like, siguro yung pinakamabilis sa akin, sabi sa akin ng isang client, so gusto niya so email marketing, may idadagdag siya na email marketing, papagawa niya sa BA niya. And I was like,
Mm-mm.
okay, great. Yung pinaka-premium service namin is a software called Go High Level, which is like
Mm-hmm.
next generation marketing automation software. And he has that, but for some reason, siguro due to force of habit, gusto niya pa rin yung woodpecker for email marketing. And like, I didn't
Mm-mm.
know anything about woodpecker. And I was like, I just wanted to say, like, girl, everything's easier in Go High Level. So, pero ayaw ni client, gusto niya yung woodpecker. So I was like, okay, sure, no problem. I learned woodpecker in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I went in there and I just, sabi ko, okay, may sarili niyang automations, ganito. Ito yung mga nakasetup na automations ni client. This is where you see the reporting and all that stuff. And then I watched some like YouTube videos and shit like that. Like 45 minutes, I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. Let's do woodpecker. Diba?
Oh, kasi there's there is really nothing that should hold you back from, you know, venturing into a different world. If you feel that it's a whole different universe for you, it then there's no point in procrastinating. Just go with it. Have the courage to actually bring yourself over to that side of the professional world to try something else, try your not really luck. I'm about to say luck, but I don't normally believe in luck. But if you have the courage, if you have the self initiative, then definitely you will be able to succeed wherever you want to go, regardless if you have prior knowledge about another uh, field na gusto mong i-try. Except, gusto mong maging doktor, kailangan mo talaga mag-aral.
Yeah, or lawyer. There's no
Yeah.
shortcut for that.
Yes.
Ay,
But,
magjo-join sa atin si Miss Christine.
Hello.
Hello, Miss
hi.
Christine.
Hello.
Kamusta naman? Ano ba nangyari sa buhay mo? Nakita ko nagte-training ka eh. Pero so you're like
Yes.
freelancer and then a VA as well at the same time.
Yes, VA. Tapos, ang niche ko is real estate. That's why I save
Okay.
your, I think, meron akong video mo about cash buyer. Actually, save it for my, future reference.
Oh, alam mo yung yung conversation na yon kasi kailangan mabilis ka makaamoy ng pera, di ba? Pag sa
Oo.
real estate. So, when he mentioned the word, so sabi niya, no, so hindi siya home seller, di ba? Di ba tinanong ko, are you also looking
Mm-mm.
to sell? So, hindi siya home seller, it's just a home buyer. And I was like, syempre, hanapan mo ng pre-approval. Di ba? Naalala ko pa, even after all this time. And I was like,
Yeah.
syempre, hanapan ko na ng pre-approval. But he said, no, I'm looking to just like buy outright. So I was thinking, you're looking to buy outright? Like how? Right? Somebody gonna buy it for
Yeah.
you? Do you have a business? So, nung narinig ko yung word settlement, doon ko naisip, may kinasuhan si Sir. Okay, nanalo siya, kaya may
Kasi
pera.
But,
may pera. Yeah.
So, ayun,
Kaya
hindi ko
nga.
na hinalongkat yung parang, oh, what happened with your settlement? How did you, hindi ko na ginanon. So, inisip ko, settlement, pera yan. So, I was like,
Yeah.
sige, go tayo dyan, sir. Cash yan, cash.
True. Cash buyer din kasi madalas yung leads ko for dispo.
Oh,
Dati kasi cold
nice.
caller din ako. Then, yun, napalad na i-promote into dispo. So, I'm working with a cash buyer. Tapos, more on
Mm.
documentations.
Dapat ano yan, welcome, welcome, cash buyer, here's the roses and the champagne and the gano'n. Dapat gano'n
Oo. Kaya
accommodating.
nga. Pero I love the
Pera
accent,
yun.
madam. Saan ka nag-schooling ng accent, ng ano mo accent? I love it.
Ano kasi, OFW yung dad ko. So,
Oh,
and that was like in the 70s. So, you can guess how old I am. So, apat kami magkakapatid. So, kinuha kami. Kasama kami sa contract niya with, his wife. And so,
mm,
where he worked, like it was like a British colony or British Commonwealth colony. So, kasama sa contract niya na parang, yung mga anak mo mag-aaral sa ganitong school, blah, blah, blah. So, kasama sa contract niya yon that nag-aaral kami sa international school. So, it was kind of,
wow.
it's kind of like British, Australian, and karamihan
Accent.
ng mga teachers is
Australian.
like New Zealanders, Australian, mga ganun. So, medyo.
Mm-mm. Actually, almost similar din yung accent ng ng Australian and mga British. Almost similar sila. No.
That's true. That's sort of true. Yeah. Pero wala sa kanila umaako sa akin. Alam mo yun? Like, my Australian friends, they tell me, you really sound more British. Right? And I was like, really? Okay. Tapos yung British friend
Mm-mm.
ko naman, na freelancer, ano yun nag-aral sa public school in England. And when you say public school, it means private school. It means exclusive school. So, yung
Mm-mm.
mga mayayaman lang na pag-aral doon. So, galing siya public school in England. And so, pag nagsalita siya, and he's very gay, he's like, oh, Jennifer, I really don't think you sound very English at all. Ganun siya. So,
Oo.
pinaanan niya pa, no, you really sound more Australian. So, wala sa kanila, umaako sa akin, fine. Whatever. Diba?
but
Akala
I
ko
still
nga nung
find you,
una,
sounding more Australian.
Oh, you feel that? Okay.
Mm-mm.
akala ko nung una, ano ka, foreign. When I dumaan ka sa FYP ko, sabi ko, siguro to ay nag-hiring ng VA. Sabi ko, magkoconnect nga ako dito. Then, sumunod-sunod na yung nakita kong video mo. Sabi ko, Pinoy! How come? Yung accent niya, iba.
Yeah. Kaya yung iba naloloka kasi parang, so ano, tas maglalapse ako into Tagalog. Ay, nagtatagalog ka pala. Yeah, bitch, I do. Like, what's up? Diba?
Kaya nga naloka talaga ako doon. Sabi ko, how come? Ang galing ng accent. Tapos, nagtagalog siya. Sabi ko, astig.
Ang galing natin ito. Peace. Ay, nandiyan na pala. May
Pero
VIP
at
client
home,
kasi kami pumasok. Yeah.
anong ginagamit niyo? Do you usually speak English or more Filipino?
Ano, sa mga kapatid ko, it's English. Um, but kasi we grew up where yung parents namin nagtatagalog sa amin. Pero yung sagot namin sa kanila is English. So, nagsimula lang talaga ako magtagalog when I came home
Mm-hmm.
to go to university. And I was like, at that time, I was like 19. So, 19 lang talaga ako natuto mag-Tagalog. And it was it was so stupid. Right? Hindi ako marunong pumarang, hindi ako marunong bumili. Sobrang daming bloopers. Yung parang nasa jeep ka and you're like, excuse me, like, I have to get off here. Hindi ka marunong
Chal.
para, hindi ka marunong like, it's here. Like, I have to get off. Parang,
Chal.
Jesus, Lord. Add to projects. Okay.
I can imagine nagdi-jeep ka tapos
Kasi UP
that
ako, friend.
time.
So, ano,
Oo nga. Tapos nagdi-jeep ka tapos nag nagbabayad ka in English. Pumapara ka
yeah.
in English.
Tapos yung ano, yung bibili ka. And yung mga numbers, like, I didn't know the numbers. Like,
Mm.
halimbawa, 20, yung mga ganon. So, bibili ka, and then you'll ask, how much? And sasabihin nila, 120, and I'll be like, what?
120.
What? Yeah, and you know how I understood? You know how I understood? Because I took French in high school. So, yung ciento, the French is cent. That's 100,
Oo.
right? Tapos yung 20, sa Spanish, it's more or less 20, di ba?
Ben
And
20. Oh.
yeah, 20. And in French, it's 20. So I'd be like, if he'd be like, I need to translate it in my head, na parang tatakbo
Uh-huh.
muna sa utak ko bago ko ma-realize, 120. Mga ganun tipo ba? It was like, oh my God, it was hard. Mahirap mag-adapt dito na galing ka sa ibang, kaya yung iba, like, umaayaw, like yung bunso namin, she was here for like 7 months, tapos bumalik siya. Hindi niya
Hindi niya kaya
kinayanan.
mag-adjust.
Hindi niya kinayanan. So, but anyway, but she's here now. Like, she's been living here, but she still doesn't speak straight na Tagalog up till now.
But
Yung
she
bunso
can
namin.
understand.
She can understand, but like, pat Tagalogin mo siya, hindi niya kaya. Like, palagi siyang tinatawanan ng anak ko kasi there's one conversation they had where sabi ng anak ko, na-mention yung anak ko yung saranggola. Tapos,
Oo.
yung kapatid ko yung bunso namin, si Van, akala niya that my daughter was talking about a baby, sanggol. Kasi
Mm.
sanggol, saranggola, para sa kanya, it's the same thing.
Isa lang. Oo.
Tapos tawa kami. Pinagtatawanan namin siya. Yung mga ganyan, hanggang ngayon, like, may mga bloopers na gano'n. But anyway, like, it's just the circumstances of your life. Diba?
Yeah. And then other people siguro na hindi ka kilala, they may find it funny na you know, I find it really offensive ang daming bagay na nakaka-offense sa akin. Sorry, pero I find it offensive when people actually tell you na parang nandito ka sa Pilipinas tapos hindi ka na ayaw mo mag-Tagalog ng diretso tapos ayun nga nag-cheap ka tapos English ka ng English you look Filipino naman. Kasi 'di ba, like you said, you have different circumstances so it's more comfortable on your end to speak English than Tagalog, then go for it. And then some people would judge you for doing that.
I don't care if people judge me, like, whatever. Judge me all you want to judge me. Kung gusto mo ako talaga saktan, edi sparring tayo. But you judging me, that doesn't hurt me at all. I don't
Count me
care.
out. Count me out, ako lalaban. ay, siguro sa edad kong to, I still don't find sports amusing. I don't know. I don't find it interesting. Any sports. At naggulat nga ako kasi nagbo-Muay Thai ka pala, no?
Yeah, I enjoy Muay Thai. Pero hindi pa ako lumalaban sa Muay Thai. Hindi ako lalaban sa Muay Thai kasi maikli ang binti ko. Talo ako.
Talo ka sa reach.
So, oo, correct.
But you fight opponents bigger than you, di ba? There's a difference on your arm's reach.
Yeah, sa boxing kasi, um, sa weight kasi siya, sa boxing. So, and I
Mm-mm.
can't say because I'm not at fight weight right now. I'm like overweight by 30, 35 pounds right now. But my fight weight is between 105 to 110. So, pwede ako lumaban ng mga 105, 110 to 115. So, it doesn't matter what your age is, it just matters on the weight. But everyone that I've fought so far is younger than me and taller than me. But hindi ako natatakot sa kanila kasi parang the first time that I did boxing training, parang I discovered that natural power puncher ako, especially yung kanan. So I
Mm-hmm.
know that I have a really, really powerful like right. So and may way naman para makapasok. Kung maliit ka sa boxing, edi your challenge is makapasok. Tapos kung
Mm-mm.
matangkad ka, mahaba yung reach mo, your challenge is to keep them at na malayo, right?
Mm-mm.
O di unahan na lang tayo, di ba?
And then your
Parang
advantage
gano'n.
for being the smaller opponent is your speed. I do believe that na the smaller you are, the quicker you are.
Hindi rin, may mga matatangkad na mabibilis din. Meron. Like it's and a lot of it is mental, right? A lot of it
Mm-mm.
is like kung magugulat mo siya.
It makes sense kasi pareho kayo ng weight, so yung mass is almost the same. So, yeah, there could be a little variation on the speed, agility, but yeah, it depends on the person siguro.
Tsaka, as well on the training is a huge part of it. Like, for example, okay, nag-training siya. Nag-training din ako. Pero alam ba niya yung naging training ko? Kasi ako, I train
Mm-mm.
left and right. Right? Like,
Mm-mm.
pinag-aralan ko yung, if I need to, kasi you have to think about things like, what if ma-injure yung right ko? Okay, so what if I'm like a one-arm puncher? Can I switch over to the left? Parang
Mm.
ganon. So, I did some training na kaya ko mag-switch to the left, but did she train na kaya niya mag-switch to the left? If
Mm-hmm.
she didn't, yari siya. Right?
Mm-mm.
But I also
You
have to
can
think
go
about
both ways
myself.
eh.
Yeah, what if
Yeah.
what if she really injures my right? So, syempre, unahan kami. And pag amateur kasi, maikli lang yung mga bouts. It's like 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Maikli lang yun.
Oh.
So you really have to do the most damage in a really small amount of time. So, kung ma-injure siya, di second round, wala na.
Mm-mm. When you say damage, does it relate to the number of punches that you've thrown at your opponent? Not.
Well, you can get, sige, sige. Hey, Christine, thank you so much. We'll do a session ourselves. So,
Yeah,
take
actually,
care.
I have a meeting as well in 5 minutes. Pero okay lang.
No worries. Yeah, just let me know. Yeah, you'll get
Sure.
scored on the punches that you throw and if they land. So, tulad si Pacquiao, ano siya, he's sobrang masipag siya, di ba? So, he usually ends up throwing the most punches, usually. And you can win that way. Eh, kaso, paano kung yung kalaban mo is yung power niya is hindi pang weight nyo?
Mm-mm.
Get it? Like,
Mm-mm.
yung
Mm-mm.
power niya is pang, like, maybe another weight class above.
Right.
Kung matimingan ka ng isa, edi tulog ka, di ba?
Tulog.
Yeah.
Total
See,
knockout.
Pacquiao actually he has so many advantages. Like he's fast, yung power niya is not just for his weight, alam mo yung ganon. So
Mm-mm.
he has so many advantages. And you have to and a lot of the times it's like you're stepping into the ring with somebody that you don't know a lot about. You don't know a lot about them. Diba? Like you
Exactly.
can stalk them on social media and try to find some videos, but paano kung pinrivate nila, hindi mo makikita, di ba?
Mm-hmm. And then, by the time na magko-compete na kayo, do you even know what sort of new trainings that your opponent went through na hindi
Yeah,
mo alam?
you
And
don't
then,
know. You don't know
yeah.
the
And
level of
then,
training that they went through.
biglang gagamitin sa'yo yung mga new technique.
Yeah, and the only thing you can do at that point is to adapt, di
Mhm.
ba? Tapos
So,
biglang
dapat,
kaliwete. So, adapt ka naman.
mm
Biglang
so,
kaliwete
dapat,
pala.
ano,
So,
meron ka ding battle plan, backup plan din. Iba yung battle plan mo, iba rin yung backup plan mo. So,
yep.
if in case your battle plan didn't work, at least you have a different, style to use para, you know,
Oo naman. Ganun
makasabay ka.
palagi. Ganun palagi. Kahit sa sparring. Minsan nga, kasparring ko yung trainer ko. So, ano kami, yung parang placing lang na sparring, yung mga light, tawag namin
Mm-mm.
doon yung candy sparring. So, nag-candy kami. So, candy kami. And then, even kahit candy yan, like, it should always be in your mind. You should train your mind na parang nag-a-adapt ka to the situation as it
Mm-mm.
happens, right? So, ang ginawa ko, yung isang round, I opened with a Superman and he didn't expect that. So,
Mm-mm.
parang, yung open niya is parang 45, yung parang ganon. Eh, ako naman,
Mm-mm.
parang I jumped up, tapos ganon, Superman. Hindi niya talaga in-expect yun. So, it's like, you really have, it's not just, if kaya mo gawin na, hindi ka nagiging reactive, yung parang ikaw mauuna, mas maganda yun. Kasi mamaya makatiming ka eh. Makatiming
Mm-mm.
ka, matulog siya. So, tapos na yung laban. That's it. Right?
Exactly. Just wondering if you also believe na the trainings that you are getting, the wisdom that you get from your sports training actually helps you as well to tackle challenges in your professional, professional setting.
Yeah, a lot. Because sometimes there's like really big challenges at work. And I'm thinking, you know what? This is nothing. Because, I've been punched in the face. Like, you're not punching me in the face right now. So, sige, like, bring it on. Tsaka yung mga, pag nag-interview ako, and then, nakalagay that they have a sports background, ibang tingin ko sa kanila. Especially if
Mm-hmm.
they competed if it was competitive level sports, or lumaban sila sa, what do you call that, varsity. So parang
Mm-hmm.
seryosohan na yung training. nag-iiba tingin ko sa kanila kasi yung mga ganyan, yung mga atleta, tigasin yung mga yan eh. Like, pwede mo silang abusuhin, di sila magrereklamo. Kasi sanay sila sa abuso sa physical,
Mm.
right? So, kung ibigay ko yan sa mahirap na client, like, the chances are, hindi, they're not a snowflake. They're not gonna be like, the client is treating me really bad. Hindi sila ganon. Mga galing sa sports background, lalo na yung mga contact sports, mga tigasin yung mga yan. So, they
Mm.
usually make pretty great VAs. They usually do.
They have the emotional and physical capacity to,
Yeah.
take on as many punches.
Yeah. To take on all that stress and that pressure and be like,
Oo.
yeah, ah, parang mas mahirap na yung dinaanan ko nung ano eh. Di ba? Parang gano'n.
Mm.
So,
Kumbaga sa kanila, sisiw na lang yan.
yeah. So, it's true that medyo na-influence ako pag, if I see that you have kind of a sports background, syempre, I'll still push you at the interview to see what you're
Mm.
made of. But in general, hindi bumibigay yung mga ganyan. Like, they're usually pretty solid. Nabi
So,
naman sa'yo.
yeah, this was a this was a great talk. I enjoyed it.
Me too. May meeting ka ba?
Yeah, and actually mag-start na. So, I'm gonna have to go for now. At
Okay.
abangan ko mag-live ka ulit. Or
Yeah, I might
later
still be
siguro.
here in a bit because it's kind of a slow day for me. So,
Yeah, same here din naman. Medyo slow pero I'm finding new tasks for the team kasi medyo slow nga. Wala silang ginagawa. So, I'll try to see if I can find any downtime for them. So, gonna join this meeting.
wag ka lang mag-quiet quit.
Actually, I
Actually, it's
have
not really quitting, is it? It's like it's what you
it's not.
should be doing.
For me personally, quiet quitting is just another term for being lazy at work.
Wait lang. Balik tayo.
Oy, Marie. Ano na. Thank you, Marie. So, quiet quitting for me is not really quitting. It's like, it's what I encourage, like, everyone in my team to do. Like, do your 8 hours, like, do your work, be very effective, talk to the clients, service the clients, whatever. Take your lunch break. Okay, wag ka magpakamartir. Okay? Take your lunch break and then log out. Like, when it's time, your time to log out.
Yep. In older terms, it's about boundaries. It's like
Correct.
knowing when to stop, when to uh, go all the way, and then knowing the point where you actually need to take a rest, stop what you're doing, head home, things like that. And in some way, yung term kasi na quiet quitting are being used on a negative, with negative connotations that I believe attributed to being lazy. That's how I see it from a negative standpoint. Um, they justify um, they justify themselves, their being tinatamad sa trabaho as quite quitting, but in in a much more sense, it's about having boundaries. I don't know. But
Yeah, you should definitely have boundaries kasi nagpapakamartir ka for what?
yeah, for money or for, I,
Like, is
on
there a clear promotion that you're working towards? Alam ba ng mga tao concerned that you want the promotion? Because if they don't, bakit ka nagpapakamartir?
that, yeah, that's the other side of it. Because I believe that's the positive side of actually giving extra and not quite quitting. Kasi kung nag-spend ka ng extra effort, it's more of an investment towards something that you are aiming for in the future. So it may not be a position or anything like that. It can be an advancement on your pay, on taking on a different responsibility, or just simply showing the company that you're a very masipag na employee, and you wanted to create this image that you are someone reliable when it comes to critical moments, kasi you can spare time, extra effort, extra time to spend sa work. So on a positive note, we can see it na ganun yung ganun yung reason ng iba kung ba't sila nag-extra effort, and that in you know sa quiet quitting naman, I believe it's just about boundaries. Ayun,
Yeah,
mag-start na
definitely.
yung meeting ko. I'll just
Okay.
get get back siguro
Check back on me later.
sige, pag let me see. Uh,
Oh,
oh,
birthday ni Danny. Birthday ni Danny? Oh, what the fuck? Hindi ko napansin.
when the meeting is over much earlier siguro I'll get back.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just be here.
Yeah.
Take care, Coachy.
Bye for now.
Bye for now, yeah. Ay, sorry naman. Ano ang birthday ng isang client? Hindi ko na malaya. Sorry, I'll get back to you. I just need to go to the CR. Wait lang. What is just a part of your life? It's not the other way around. That is so true. When is Danny's birthday? Hello. Can I birthday ni Danny? When? Oh, ba't ko dito si Lorraine? Until what time? Um, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is 8:30 dito. Do you know, do you know how to submit podcasts for level 9 in case you need help with tasks? Oh my god. Walang interviews today. Ay, shit. Yung schedule ko pala yung isa. Magawa kayo ng birthday card. Hindi sinasabi sa akin kailan yung birthday ni client. I don't think I wanna know. Uh, podcast. Rosales. Hindi subtask. Pod task. Pod. Pod. Pod, girl. Read my lips, pod task. See what we got in the room. Okay, just here. Marie's gone. Rosales, Rosales. Okay, so Dimpong. For the purposes of costing po. Kasi syempre, may mga work needed. BA IDs, birthday cards, anniversary cards, PowerPoint for general assemblies, right? So, kasama ka po doon in case gate tasks for enter task 1. Rosales. You fill that out. Fill that out. Task. The project manager, what is he will coordinate with you regarding the progress status of the task you submitted. And says hi Francis. Schedule for interview. Hi Francis. Thank you so much for your interest. Um, you will need to earphones with earbuds or this will be for what time am I available tomorrow? I put a description of this in Asana. Oh, grabe ang bagal na internet. I can't relate. Why is it 3 p.m.? Three p.m. Pacific time, which will be 6 a.m. Philippine time. Kindly indicate if you cannot make it. Thanks in advance. Hindi 12. Bagal pa rin ang PLDT. Just me. Okay. Naglolo ko. 12 to 2. If you have skills and experience in digital marketing, yes. If not, no. So do you have any skills or experience in digital marketing? I mean, at least 2 years. 2 years experience. Galing mo talaga. Like, what? Michelle. She'll be trained by tomorrow. We can expect that goes well. I'll tell you what we're looking for right now. HubSpot marketing VA with experience. Um, TikTok video editor. I would say at least 6 to 9 months experience. And WordPress VA. So WordPress web developer, I would say at least 2 years experience. So if you qualify for any of those, let me know. Like I'll schedule your interview this week. But if not, if you're going to tell me like many other people that, oh, I have BPO experience, that's kind of not going to work because that's what our clients are looking for. Our clients are owners of marketing agencies, digital marketing agencies, and they look for VAs with experience in digital marketing. So your BPO experience does not directly transfer to like a valuable skill set in like virtually. It doesn't. So kung nag-resign ka na sa call center mo and you didn't make any preparations for moving to the virtual world as freelancer or VA, like malamang ilalagay ka as appointment setter. Ngayon, kung nakapaghanda ka before you resigned, then, and your, what you know is in digital marketing, let me know. I'll schedule your interview right away. But if you have no skills or experience in digital marketing, like, you won't get it. Okay, Lindsay Logan. No. Just involving Google Slides, some design, details oriented, somewhat. This is for ACE's client.